Hello and welcome back to the Clean Hour podcast. It is the final episode of season 1. The final episode, that's crazy. Matt, welcome back to the very last one. How you feeling? It's been a little journey, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. The last one for season 1.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not
but
ever.
no, do you know what? I don't think I've had as many messages as you, but I've had messages, I've had phone calls, I've had people say to me, they've really, really got something out of here. So, yeah, man, it's been a good journey, hasn't it? I've right enjoyed going back over it all. So it's been good. Yeah, really
man.
good.
Yeah, man. This last episode of the season it's scaling your business. That's the title of it, How to Scale Your Business. But it kind of combines the previous 11 episodes into one final one, which I think is really good. So some of the things that we mentioned, we've spoken about before, but it just ties everything in nicely, I think, doesn't it? And it's the kind of the icing on the cake, I think, for this journey. So we'll go into things like when you're ready to scale, the foundations, how to scale, some mistakes that we've seen and we've both made, and then hopefully that is it then for season 1, and you've got everything you need to get going and start building your foundations. So let's get into this one then. So scaling. Would you agree that it's everyone's or most people's goal is to scale when they first start out? You hear people saying all the time, I want 2 vans, I want 3 vans, I want staff, I want this, I want to take over the world. Would you say that's most people's goal with this kind of business?
I do believe that people, and I think it's right. You don't go into working for yourself to say, oh, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to do 30 grand a year and just, I think people that go into business and make that step have an ambition and have a drive and have a goal that is of some size. And I think that's pretty much everybody that goes into business. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it, would you? You'd just stay in a job. For all the stress, the lack of money, lack of sleep, you just wouldn't do it. So I think most people have this initial onset that they want something a little bit bigger. But I think where people fail in that is they don't set it big enough. I think they keep it really, really conservative, right? And that's where they fail, because then they get stuck because there's no real definition of the goal. It's just, oh yeah, I'd probably like a couple of vans. Why don't you go into it and say, I want 40 vans. I want 40 vans in the next 10 years. And I'm going to be the biggest external cleaner, the biggest window cleaner, the biggest roof cleaning contractor in the southwest of England, right? That's the goal. And if that's the goal pinned down, then guess what? Everything you do is going towards that. Yes, you might not get there. You might exceed it. But at least you've got something that's a really big goal to aim at. Where if you just say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go along and I might get another van in a couple of years or in a couple of lads, and you just aimlessly just plodding along. If you set your goal from day one and set it absolutely, top level, yeah, people might think you're mad when you tell them you want 50 vans or you want to be a national window cleaner or whatever it is, whatever your goal is. But that drive then to get there, will keep you going. And I think I think everybody's got that in them when they decide to be self-employed and work for themselves. I think people they set the bar too low. I think 1 is because they're scared of failing, and 2, if they set the bar low, well, they could just bimble along, can't they? And I think that's where it is with people.
I think that's one of the best points you've made so far. I think you bang on there, and that's great. Sorry, so I don't need to sound surprised. I'm not doubting you. What's that?
Thanks.
The broken clock's right twice a day.
Yeah.
No, man, I think that's dead on because, and I've actually never thought of it that way. I think when people just want the extra van, and we'll get onto this, I think it can cause more harm than good. It can cause you more bother. I think it's the middle ground, isn't it? So, like sometimes you're better off staying on your own and taking that profit. But you're right. If you want to grow, go big. Don't just, that middle ground seems to be where businesses can die, isn't it? You've got to be one or the other.
It kills everything, right? It kills the dream. It kills everything. You know, if you're sat in your office now or sat in your boss's van and you're thinking, I can do this myself, or I want to do it myself, I'm fed up of going to work for someone else and I'm going to do it. Well, set it massive. I've told you my backstory. I wanted to be the biggest cleaning and maintenance contractor in the southwest of England and became obsessed with it. But that led me to over £2 million in sales because I was still going and going and going. I'm never going to stop because I'd set the goal that big that every day was about achieving it. And I think that's what people lack. They lack that very first bit. And that's why it was really early on. I think it was episode 1, weren't it? Goal setting and vision. Set it massive, man. Set it massive. Doesn't matter if you don't reach it. But if you set it that big, you imagine if you set it that big. Imagine if you set, right, your goal to have 50 vans. In whatever trade it is, 50 vans. Imagine if you only get halfway. Imagine the size of your company. You're still going to have 25 vans. With you just say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this on my own, in a couple of years, or might look at getting a labourer or a second van. Guess what? You're going to stay on your own, earning, just a salary that you could have had in a job with no stress. With no stress. So you might as well set it massive. And if you fail, you fail.
What's that phrase? Aim for the moon, you might hit the stars, or the other way around.
I've realised the stars hit the moon.
I say loads of these little proverb things. I might have to chop these off and put them into a little compilation. I must sound like an absolute nutter.
And it is. It really is. And I think that's the start of it, right? That's the start. And then we go on to scaling with it, don't you? Well, what's the point of scaling if there's no money in there? If your ambition isn't there? Or the other thing that catches people is scaling for ego, innit?
Always comes back to ego.
Yeah. That's a really, really dodgy line to go down, isn't it?
Well, let's start there. Why do people scale?
Why do they scale?
Yeah. They think the grass is greener.
I would say that most people, most businesses scale for the wrong reasons. And I think that's where they get caught out. They were doing really, really well at whatever size they were at. Then they scale because they think the grass is greener and they don't understand the metrics to scale. And then it bites them on the arse. Then they get in trouble. Then the company goes. And I think understanding the metrics to scale, when to scale, how to scale, are really, really important. But a lot of people do scale on ego. They scale on ego. And we also scale because we think it's never going to end. Which, you've got to have a little bit of that, haven't you? But things do end. People scale thinking, this is never going to end. This is a license to print money. And unfortunately, things do end. Things have cycles. And I think you need to have a realistic look at why you're scaling. Why you're scaling. I always say scale on demand, right? That is the very first bit of the puzzle that I put together for people is demand. Are you scaling because you physically cannot keep up with demand? Is your exterior cleaning business booked solid for over 90 days and the inquiries are still coming in the tenfold and you are turning work down because you physically can't get to it? That's got to be the first one, the very first one. If you say, I need a second van, and I say to you, brilliant, hey, I love progress, how are we getting on? Mate, I need a second van, I'm going to buy a second van, split the team up. And then I say to you, how far ahead are you booked up? 6 weeks. 6 weeks and you want a second van. Yeah. Because then it'll only be 3 weeks. Can you not see the pressure you're putting on yourself?
You know what? I want to just jump in there with that metric. I would say 3 months solid in over summer. I think you could add that in, because you know when things slow down and leads slow down because that summer dip. Like you, for example, you're booked up to October now. You know, unless something drastic goes wrong, when you advertise again in those autumn and winter, you're going to fill that up again. So like anyone can be busy in the peak in the season where all the leads are coming in. How are you when things get tougher? Because if you were booked 3 months, Jan, Feb, March for roofs, wicked. But how does your June, July, August look? I think that's something worth saying, because you could get a false sense of security. Do you know what I mean? Is that fair to say?
Mate, 100%. Yeah. I see on platforms, in messages, in my private WhatsApp group, people saying, "Oh, I've never known it this quiet. I've never known it this quiet. What's going on? You know, my ads aren't working. This ain't working. I've not sold a job for a couple of days or a couple of weeks." We everything we do as external cleaners, right, works on the weather cycle. The longer it is hotter, the less leads, the less work we get. So if you're in a position that you know this, you build through the winter months. So January, February, March, April, May, we increase our budgets, we sell like mad at the right price, and we stack up the work to get us through what we think and hope is going to be a really hot summer. And then in September, last week of August, we fire the ads back on, we put the spend back up, and we go again. We go again all the way till May next year. But, but people that are scaling, like you said, start of the year, because everyone's coming out of the winter slums and wants their house looking nice. No, you've got to have it. It's got to be on demand. Demand has to be there. Your order book needs to be really healthy. More importantly, with that, you need a proven marketing strategy that you can scale with. You can't scale through word of mouth. You can't. You can't wait for the phone to ring. You have to have a system that you can turn up and down to scale a business. If it's Facebook ads, right? If you know you put $1,000 into Facebook ads and it gives you average 12 grand out, and that keeps your one van busy, then before you go and get the second van, increase it. See what it brings in. It's not going to double, because it doesn't work like that.
It's not always a straight line. People think that. People think just double it, I get double the work.
Yeah, it
doesn't work that way.
So you've got to have a system in place that allows you to scale. But this comes back to everything, doesn't it? How many people do we speak to that don't know how many leads they're getting? Don't know what the conversion is. Don't know what the cost of acquisition is. I ask them what the cost of acquisition is. No idea. No idea. How are you ready to scale if these are the basic questions you can't answer? Because you're busy in March doesn't mean you need a second van in June.
Yes.
Probably if you've not got it right, you probably don't need one van in June, because you're going to be scratching your arse.
The opposite. You want the 2 vans in March.
Yeah, exactly. So it's demand for me. Demand for your product, your service. If you are in high demand constantly, then that's the time where you think, I can do this sensibly. I can put another van on because demand is there. And I know my figures. I know where I want to go. I know where I'm heading to. This is how we're going to do it. But if it's not there and you're doing it on the back of ego, you're going to disappear. You're going to disappear quickly. Or you're going to be selling your van with all the kit,
which happens in about a month's time all over the groups.
Absolutely.
Something I think we spoke about this in the first episode. I can't remember, it's so long ago. But I'd even take it back a step before that, and I'd look at you personally as the business owner. What do you want? Because let's take ego out of it. Do you know what you want to earn as an individual and what kind of lifestyle you want? Because let's just say you want, I don't even know, that's 50k a year. Let's say you want to take a 50 grand salary. And then, so put all your bills down, put your holidays, put your mortgage, put your rent, all this stuff, add it up and find out that figure that you need to earn, and then take into account your tax and your corp tax and all that kind of stuff. That, for me, affects whether you should scale or not, because just getting that second van can actually cancel. And I don't want to put people off scaling here. That's not what this is about, but it's to make you think about it. The second van can sometimes make you earn less than 50k if that's your aim, because there's double the fuel, there's double the insurance, there's the labourers' fees, there's all the stuff that comes with it. And also, we haven't even began to talk about the pressure that comes with it. So you have to work out what you want as a person first, I think, before you even look at what the business needs, because that will dictate what you want to do. You can 50k might be one van and gives you a really, really nice lifestyle and great profit, compared to that second van might give you 30. You know what I mean? So that's something I think to think about. That exercise you can do today is write down what you want and all your outgoings for your personal life, then shift it over to your business and then see where your business is at. It's a good exercise for anyone to do. I do it every year.
Well, it is, and I now run that pretty much now in the very first 2 or 3 sessions of my mentoring, and it's called Find the Gap.
Yeah.
And what I get them to do now is to write down their ideal life. Their ideal life. Picture your ideal life. Where you want to live.
Even if it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you want to live? I want to live on this road in Reading. I want to live on this road. I want to live in this style of house. What's the mortgage going to cost you? What's the down payment? Where are your kids going to go to school? Are they going to be privately go to school? Do you want to join a gym membership? Do you want to go to the barbers once a week and have your hair cut and have a shave? All this. What car do you want to drive? What's it going to cost you? Literally, where do you want to go on holiday? How many times do you want a holiday? You build, if I had a magic wand, I ask you to build your ideal life, right? And we do it on a spreadsheet. You get to the bottom and it gives you a figure. It gives you a figure. And that figure might be £160,000 a year is your ideal life. Right, okay. We then take that figure and we put it into the next bit of the equation, your business. What does your business need to do to generate that? How does your business look? Well, I could do that on my own because I charge £90,000 a day. Okay, brilliant. Do you know what I mean? But you can literally then work out what your business needs to do. And then when we take it even further back into the process, right, we know what you charge. We know how much work you can do. Now we know how many leads you convert. We now know what the cost of acquisition is. Now we know how many leads you need. So you see how the picture's now all building up, but it's all started with, like you said, what is your dream life? What happens is people go, I'm going to start a business because I'm fed up of working for fucking Jim. So I'm going to start my own business. But nothing is put out in front of them. So if they don't know what their ideal life looks like, how do they build the ideal business to get them to their ideal life? They just keep going over the same shit. Low prices, struggling to get work, marketing that doesn't work, no ideas on numbers, foundations are broken, the goals aren't there because they haven't built their ideal life. You know, and it might be something simple. That was just the mad extreme. Your ideal life might be, I want to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I need to earn fucking 70 grand a year. That's it. Right, okay then. So how do we get that? So we take those 3 days, we run the numbers, we run what you do as a business, we then work out how many leads you need to convert this, and this is the price you need to charge to run your business. That, if we do that and we get that in place, we will get you to your 3 days a week, 70 grand a year. No way of doing it. Not by luck, not by guessing, it's by numbers and knowing what your goal is. If your goal is 3 days a week and you need 70 grand, Well, that will tell me that you need to charge, I'm making this up, £1,500 a day. Okay, cool. £1,500 a day. How do we get £1,500 a day? You ain't going to get it cleaning gutters, are you, on your own? So, right, if you need £1,500 a day, then what's the high ticket offering? Roof cleaning or render cleaning. Right, okay. So your price now for a roof is £1,500 a day. Ah, yeah, but these terrace houses won't pay it. Well, stop fucking advertising to terrace houses. Go to the private estates where the houses are £4 or £5 million upwards and offer your services there. Because they will pay £1,500 a day for a roof clean. And you can now see how we build this into it.
Yeah.
And that's, it all links back, doesn't it?
It's so important. It's so important. There are, I think I said this in episode 1 as well. I think I know 5 large roof cleaning companies who have scaled back eventually after riding a wave of it being really successful, but scaling back because you make more profit as the business owner. And scaling back doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're being more savvy and you're being more sensible, if anything. When I've said before, when I grew my wedding business, it went from 10 weddings a year to over 90 the following year. And I probably earned 50% less with the 90 weddings because I just didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing and didn't do any of the stuff we just mentioned. None of that was taken into account. And it's so easy to make that mistake. Ego, you think you're doing well, but when you look at it, no. And that's not to put you off scaling. We'll go into how to scale in a minute and all that, but just you have to be aware of it because it can kill you. Not literally, but you know what I mean. The stress and the kill your business.
Yeah. And one of the biggest things is when I say to people, I had a question yesterday about scaling on TikTok. Someone said, when do you know is the right time to scale? And it's the same answers we've just given. But when I ask people, when people come to me and say, I'm looking at scaling, and we run the basic numbers, right? This blows my mind, right? We run the basic numbers for them to scale, and they're going to make 12% profit.
With like an extra van, you mean?
With an extra van, with all the extra marketing costs, with the extra machinery, with the extra fucking insurances, with the extra fuel bill, with everything that goes into it, right? And that's just financial. Never mind the stress. And then this blows the mind. I say, put your prices up. What? Put your prices up 12%. Oh, I can't do that. Put your prices up 12%. Because if you're going to scale, your prices are going to go up anyway to pay the extra overheads. So you might as well not scale and put your prices up 12% because you're going to make the same profit without the stress, without all the extra bills. And that conversation, I can't tell you, people are more willing to scale knowing it's wrong than they are to put the prices up 12%. And that, I'm like that. And I can spend so long on a Zoom call with people trying to get them to see how fucking mad and how your ego is going to fucking ruin your great little business, where I've just give you a solution in the last hour to get the same profit out of it with no outlay. And you can do that tomorrow morning. What do you make I do tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning, every single quote you send out from tomorrow morning, add 12% to it. Yeah, but they won't pay it. Says who? But they just don't pay that round here. Says who? You don't know what they're thinking. Nobody knows what anybody else is thinking. You are thinking that your potential customers won't pay it, but you don't know it. So try it. Try it, and guess what? You're probably going to be pleasantly surprised.
If your fucking, I don't know, pint of beer in the local pub increased by 12%, I bet you wouldn't even notice straight away. That's just an example. fucking what's very British to measure the cost of a Freddo. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's always increased. I know it's not a vital service, but companies like British Gas and your water companies, they're always putting the prices up. Always.
Yeah, exactly.
Always. Yeah. And you pay. I know that's a vital service, but like, I've used Sky TV before as my example. They always put the prices up, and you just get on with it.
But let's look at it another way, right? Not everybody shops on price.
100%.
Do they? Not everyone shops on price. You know, if you're going to put, you know, if you're going to put your prices up, then, you know, where's the issue, right? Where's the issue? So at the moment, and this comes from a conversation I had this week, right? I asked a customer, a client of mine. He said, I've just won 2 roof cleans this week. And he told me the prices of the roof cleans. And they were massively different. Massively different. I said, are they both a day? He said, yeah. I said, why is the different price? Because he's pricing per square footage. I said, so you're losing money? No. I said, you are. You're losing money. Anyway, we went through this whole scenario about putting your prices up and making them right. And he just couldn't get it. He was terrified that people won't buy them. But the key bit is, right, I said to him, what's your conversion? Are you ready for this? This blew my mind, right? He said 60, 70%, right? And this was before we got to the prices. I said 60, 70% conversion. He went, yeah. I said, you're too cheap. He said, how do you know that? I said, you're converting 60 to 70% of Facebook leads. Yeah. I said, and his understanding was because he's really good. That was his understanding. I said, okay, I'll go along with that you're really good. And I'm happy that you said you're really good. So why don't you put your prices up by 10% tomorrow morning, convert 40% because you're really good, earn 10% more and do less work? But that took me probably an hour's phone call, Zoom call, to get that. And I'm hoping he's done it. He said he would do it. I've not heard back off him. But it's this mentality again. People, you know, people are charging low prices, converting really. And then he's got that worry that he hasn't mentioned scaling, but that's a prime example, isn't it? He's converting 60 to 70% because he's cheap. Then he thinks, oh, I want another van because this isn't going to end because I can scale this. But you can't because you're scaling because your prices are wrong. But
the danger, I think there's more danger there, because if he's saying it'll work because I'm cheap, well, what if someone comes in who's half your price? Gone.
Well, there's a thing with pricing, isn't there?
There'll always be someone cheaper.
Well, there's 3 brackets, right? There's 3 brackets for pricing. You've got high, middle, low.
Yeah.
Right. 96% are in the middle. So 96% of contractors, your competitors that are on your doorstep, are in the middle bracket, right? And that's where our mentality says we need to be, because everybody's in that, so we're all about the same. This is the issue. You're in the wrong bracket. You want to be in the 1% high or the 3% low. You don't want to be in the middle bracket, because you're all the same. You're all the same. You're all competing on price. So you're better off, if you've got the minerals, to put yourself in the 1% and be the highest and not in the average. Because not everybody shops on price. So you're better off to be in the higher bracket than the average bracket. And the proof in that, people will be sat listening going, he's fucking off his head, him. What do you mean I'm going to be the fuck? Right, this is the proof. This is the proof that this works. Cotswold Roof Cleaning, as you know is my company, is in the 1%. We are the dearest roof cleaner in this area by a mile. And we're booked solid till the 14th, 15th of October with 20% deposits paid. Why? Because I'm not competing on price. I understand that my audience don't shop on price. They don't shop on price. They shop on quality, service, reputation, trust, and the ability to get the job done absolutely on point.
Yeah.
So put yourself in the 1%. Now, if I was in the average price bracket, I probably wouldn't be as busy because I'm average. Because I'm telling people I am the most expensive roof cleaner. People are like, well, I ain't shopping on price. I want the best roof cleaner. This is my house. This is my roof. If they mess that roof up, it's probably going to cost me 50, 60, 70 grand to replace it. So I want the best doing it. And I'm not shopping on price. But people are still in that average because they're terrified. They're terrified to come out of it because that's all they know. And once you get put in that bracket, it's really hard to get out of it. I mean, it's really hard because your own mind doesn't let you get out of it. But how do you scale with an average price? How do you scale with an average price? Because people think when they scale, they're going to double the profit. They're not. They may get some way to double in the turnover, but your profit, I promise you, will go down. Because it's all the hidden costs. It's all the hidden costs that come with it that you don't take into consideration. And it's a real big problem. You know, we scaling 100%. Absolutely all for it. If we're scaling for the right things at the right time. Absolutely. I'll support you. We'll do it and we will get there and it'll be great. But let's get it right before we scale. Too many people scale on the back of a good couple of months, like March, January, March, April, May. Yeah, we'll scale, get another van. Can't keep up with the work. And then come August, they're laying lads off.
Yeah.
Van's not working.
Do you think,
massively,
like cards on the table,
yeah,
this industry is made for scaling? I just look at the evidence. I look at companies I know, people I know, all the people I work with. Out of everyone I've come across, if I was to put people who have scaled massively and been successful with it versus people who have stayed one van and made good money, there's very, very few, if any, who have scaled massively and been successful. You know, if you just look at just pure the evidence of people you know, or is it just that I haven't come across them yet? What do you reckon if you had a gun to your head and had to say yes or no? Is it made for it?
Yes.
You think it is made for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know why it's made for it?
Why?
Because the volume of work is there if your marketing, sales and your price is right. And it's there.
I suppose if there's 20 people...
But Ben's Gutters is a prime example, isn't it?
They're one that I can think of.
Yeah. Ben's Gutters is a prime example. Prime example. The market is there, right? If you look outside your window now at how many properties you can see from your window that need your services. The only reason they're not getting your services is because they don't know about you.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? Visibility.
Yeah.
Why do I drive past? And you do this when you're in this job, don't you? I spend my time now looking at roofs.
Oh yeah, I always do it. Yeah.
Everywhere I go.
Yeah.
And how many do you see that are cleaned? Fucking next to none.
Yeah.
Next to none. I can't do any more to get. I'm a big advocate of social media and visibility. And I think that's why we're so busy and the work is good. And like I said, we're the dearest. But it's massively scalable if you get it right. And it's just visibility, isn't it? It's that visibility. People don't know they need their roof cleaning until they know they need their roof cleaning. And they don't know you exist. If you never post on social media and you're relying on, word of mouth or a little bit of a magazine article, then you're not going to scale, are you? How do Ben's Gutters scale, right? we get a handwritten, well, printed, we shouldn't anymore, but we do, gutter cleaning thing through the post every 6 to 8 weeks, right? In your area cleaning gutters, give us a shout, Ben, or whatever it says, right? Every single customer that's ever used them then gets an email from them saying, can we do this for you? It's been a year since we did your gutters, or it's been 6 months, we're coming into winter, right? They've got it on repeat. They've got it dialed in. They're a national company. National company. So yeah, scaling is there, right? Are you going to scale driveway cleaning? Yeah, if you wanted to. If your aim was to be a national driveway cleaning company like Ben's Gutters, why can't you be Michael's Driveways?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing with Ben's Gutters is, right, and I don't know the backstory, I don't know anything. Maybe I'll have a look into the backstory and see where it came from. But I'm guessing if Ben is actually a person.
I'd imagine he is.
Yeah, if he is, I'm guessing that from day one, he was the dearest. From day one. Because you can't scale. Well, I'm going to rephrase that, right? You can scale being cheap because you do it on quantity, not quality. And then for a prime example, we take Greggs, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Greggs have scaled into Europe now, but they've done it with quantity.
Are they a franchise, Ben's Gutters? I'm just looking at them now.
I don't know.
Because it just takes me back to that last episode when we spoke about contracting. I'd lean towards that's what more they're doing than having one Ben at the top of the tree hiring. Would you imagine it's more towards that?
I don't think they are, no. I think it is.
You got Ben's Gutters Birmingham, Ben's Gutters Midland. There's loads of Ben's Gutters.
Yeah, and I think it all, I don't know if it is a franchise. I think it just is them as a company. But, so you can scale being cheap.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, look at Poundland.
Yeah.
Poundland.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's a pound.
Well, not anymore.
Innit? No, but it was, innit?
Yeah.
They scaled with everything being a pound. How the fuck do you make any? How do you make any money? Everything being a pound. Well, the supply chain gets everything in for 10p or 15p, but they buy it in bulk.
Do you remember Megabus?
Yeah. With a big pound on the back of it.
I got on a pound one before. I remember.
Yeah,
we all did. Went down to the Gatwick, I think, on it for a holiday.
Now, there is another twist to that story in there. Megabus don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Poundland have gone into administration.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, but are Greggs going to go into administration? Well, no one knows what's in the future. But then multi-billion pound industries with massive fucking pricing go into administration.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason, right? But the question was, can you scale in this industry? Yes, you can. But I think, are you going to... The problem with scaling, if you're cheap, right? If you're cheap and you're trying to scale, labour isn't cheap. Vehicles aren't cheap. Chemicals aren't cheap. Equipment is astronomical. So you're trying to scale by buying the best of everything, or if you buy average of everything, it comes with a hefty price. The man hours to do the work comes at a hefty price. The tax, the national insurance, your marketing cost, your cost of acquisition is a big cost. But then people are charging £600 for a roof clean. And I'm like, can you not see the problem with that? Can you not see how that's not scalable? How about you start your minimum roof clean at £1,000? £1,000 minimum roof clean, right? Because then there's profit in there, then you can scale. That's how it works. You can't be doing cheap work with massive overheads and think you can scale it, because you're going to run out of money. You're going to run out of money, and you're going to run out of money really, really quickly. And that's the problem we've got.
Yeah.
that people want to scale, think they can scale because they're busy, but they're as cheap as chips. And you can't scale. You just can't.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but it will go pop very quickly.
What are some non-negotiables for having a business that can scale? Obviously, we mentioned the demand there, but what do you reckon how does a business have to look for you if you were to go, if you had a little checklist and you went, if someone came to you and said, am I ready to scale, Matt? What are you looking for with
foundations?
Which are what?
Foundations underpin everything. So when we talk foundation, systems, is everything systemized? Numbers. Do you know your numbers like the back of your hand? If I ask you a number, a basic number, and you can't give it me, then you're not ready to scale. You have to be obsessed with everything we build. If you were a builder, right? If you were a builder and you build houses, and you build houses on, a foot of foundations, and after fucking 2 years they all start sinking, but your houses above ground are brilliant. They're fucking brilliant. They look brilliant. They're modern. They've got everything in them. But 3 years down the line, they start sinking. Why are they sinking? Why is this house sinking? Because your foundations aren't right. And if you look at that as your business, it's exactly the same, right? If you start when you are new and you build the foundations, yes, we can't afford to systemize everything from day one. I get that. But build the foundation, build the things that you can afford to do, right? You can afford to understand numbers. Why? Because that's you and time. So you can understand. You can put whiteboards up in your garage, in your shed, in your home office. Write everything down. Have it all on Excel spreadsheets. They self-formulate. Have everything, every penny in, every penny out, right? So there's the numbers foundation. So you know exactly where your numbers are. Then as we get a little bit bigger, we can systemize things, can't we? We can systemize things. We can systemize the invoicing. We can systemize the follow-up, the nurturing. We've spoke about that everybody's not in a buying cycle. We may have to nurture them for 12 months. How are we doing that? I can't do it. I can't send emails every 6 weeks or social media posts to everyone. So I have a systemized system that does that for me. Don't need to worry about it until they press unsubscribe. Then they go off the mailing list because they might not be in the buying cycle yet. I'm trying to push them up the funnel to the buying cycle by nurturing them. So we've got the systemization, we've got the numbers, and then we start looking what we spoke about, demand. So we're building this really solid base to allow us to build these beautiful houses or build this beautiful business on. If your foundations are weak, then as you scale, as you build your business, they're going to start sinking. They're going to start cracking. And all of a sudden, your business is going to start going the other way. And you won't know. You could be now at £250,000 turnover. You could be at 500,000. You could be at 750 or 1 million. And if your foundations are starting to go, you ain't going to know where to start. Because at those figures, you're probably going to have 5-6 fans, office staff, and it's going to just become a nightmare.
It's much easier to fix the foundations early doors, isn't it, in year 1 compared to year 5 with staff?
Well, and I use the builder because it's a prime example, isn't it? Every house that's built, what's it built on? Mm-hmm. What's it built on? Fucking solid foundations. It's no different in business.
Yeah.
Why would you want to build a business with no foundations or absolutely fucking weak fucking foundations that the minute you try to step up on it, it's just going to crumble? And that's where you need to be, is foundations. And this is a great episode, right? We've covered your ideal life. So we know what your ideal life, what you want it to look like. Bear in mind, you're doing this for you and your family, right? So point 1, we know what your ideal life is. We know what it looks like. Then we went to the numbers and we put it into the business. And now we're building the foundations. So you see how it's all linking together? And then all of a sudden, we're ready now to start pushing forward.
Yeah.
It's really, really critical.
Yeah, I think it's also talk about like the kind of person it takes to scale. I think it does. I don't think it's made for everyone to scale. I think you've got to be a certain individual. I don't know if you agree with me there, because it can take a toll. I think being an entrepreneur, I mean, a business owner will take a toll anyway.
Well,
the more you grow, potentially the more stress you've got to, which it can affect your home life. And I think it's something to bear in mind as well, because it can affect.
If you are going to grow, right? If you are going to grow and you want to scale, most people fucking end up divorced, separated.
Yeah.
Because there's a certain person, right? There's a certain type of person that wants to grow businesses, and you have to be fucking obsessed. You have to be obsessed in your pursuit, and it does. Things have to sacrifice. Things have to be put to the side. Family holidays, family birthdays, get together, gatherings, fucking meals, get sacrificed. It's the way it is. The way it is for the majority of people. Until you get to that position where you have scaled, built, the foundations are good, and you can step back and then start to reap the rewards. You may never get there. You may get there in a year. You may get there in 20 years, right? That's a fact of it. But the people around you might not want that. They may have liked their life when you had a job. When you had a job, or you were just a one-man van on your own, and your ambitions were just to stay that, they may have liked that because they've seen you every day. You were involved. You had the family holidays. You had the weekends off. You didn't work nights. All of a sudden now, you're in your office 4 o'clock in the morning. You're in your office 10 o'clock at night. You're out all day grafting. Weekends you're fucking working. Right? That's going to take a toll. Not everybody in your life signed up for that. They didn't sign up for you to become super focused entrepreneur running at 100 miles an hour, and the only thing you talk about is business, because that's right at the top of your list. And the stress, and the reason why it's at the top of your list is because the stress you're under to make this a success, to give them a better life, is massive. Massive. It's not to be underlooked, this journey of entrepreneurship. This is why it's not for everybody, right? It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for the faint-hearted. They say the first 3 years that 70% of businesses disappear. And it's not because the business idea is wrong or there isn't a demand for it. It's because the entrepreneur fucking can't stomach it. It is absolutely vicious, isn't it? I said in the last episode, I've spent 26 years writing my own paycheck. That pressure alone, when you're in charge of writing your own paycheck, just that pressure, not staff's paychecks, your own paycheck. Your own paycheck to pay your own rent, your mortgage, to clothe you, to feed you, to put you on holiday, to buy the nice car, to buy the shit car, to go and have a meal out. That pressure alone to write your own paycheck is astronomical. And people don't realise that. They see there'll be people watching these or watching us and watching other people they know in their family have a really nice life in a nice house with a nice car, nice clothes, nice holiday. And they go, how have they got that? And someone will say, it's because they work for themselves. And they go, fuck it, I'm having a bit of that. Then they miss everything else. And I think that's why people disappear. Businesses disappear. It's not because the business is shit. The business would be really great. And it would have been really great in the hands of somebody else. It's not because you haven't got the business sense. It's because you haven't got the stomach for the stress and the fucking pain that goes with it.
Yeah.
That's the bit that they can't.
It's the poison chalice, isn't it, for a lot of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, yeah. 100% a poison chalice.
You work for yourself, you choose your hours, but do you choose your hours? Because the hours choose you, I think. You can never switch off.
Yeah.
We both know, sitting on a deck chair on holiday, you're always thinking about work. It's impossible not to.
Yeah, you can't. It's installed into you, isn't it? It's just the way it is. If you want to write your own fucking paycheck, because that's ultimately what you're doing, right? You are writing your paycheck. And this goes back to putting your prices up, right? You think back to when you're employed, or anybody listening, think back to when you're employed, right? And I've just give you the easiest way to give yourself a 10% pay rise by putting your prices up. When was the last time you worked for someone and they give you a 10% pay rise? For doing nothing more. You don't have to work out any extra hours. You don't need to work weekends for them, just by putting your prices up. Now, if you think about what you're getting paid now and add 10% to it, and everyone's circumstances are different, right? But you just think what that 10% could do for you. Could be another holiday. Could be a better car. Could be a down payment. It could be fucking anything. And I'm asking you to do it by just changing numbers.
It could be a bit of buffer and a few savings. Takes some of the stress away from a slow month.
Yeah. And all I'm asking you to do is change numbers on a piece of paper. That's it. That's it. It's not fucking... I'm not asking you to go out and fucking work twice as hard. I'm asking you to change a number on a piece of paper. That's it. That is it. Businessman. It's fucking feast or famine, isn't it? It's fucking kill or be killed. At times it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, this leads me on to the last bit, which is our last questions with each other of the season. I was thinking of a question that ties everything in, and my one to you is, what is success to you? Right now, not overall from life, right now.
What, as in business or life?
What are you doing? Why are you doing Cobra? Why are you doing Cotswolds? Why are you doing mentoring? What's success? What is success to you?
Okay, I'm gonna.
Is there a moment? Is there something?
Yeah. Success starts with health. I wake up every morning. I get out of bed. That's success. Because tomorrow's not granted, is it? Tomorrow's not granted to anyone. One thing that isn't granted is tomorrow. So success starts with fucking waking up in the morning. And then for me, success is helping people. I've done it all my life, right? Whichever way you look at it, I've done it all my life. From 16 joining the British Army, I've gone around the world helping fucking nations for 17 years. I joined the fire service for 10 years, helping people. People only call the fire service on the worst day of their lives. They don't come on the best day, the worst day of their lives. What do? We fucking help them, and we try and make it better. Business, every business I've run has been helping people. So me, success is waking up tomorrow and being able to help people. And I've never, ever focused on money. I've never really focused on... Because if you don't focus on the money and you focus on solving a problem and helping people, guess what? The money follows. And I'm not going to sit here and plead poverty. But if you don't focus on the money and you focus on the issues and solving them and helping people, the money follows, whichever you do in any life. Mm-hmm. So that would be what success looks like to me.
Cool. That should be your VSL on your website. That's a great answer. Chop it up, put it as your video.
Yeah, there you go. We've got it now, haven't we?
There you go.
So I could do that. So that's what it would be to me. Question to you. Mine's not going to be as in-depth because my questions never are. Out of all the 12 series that we've done, the 12 episodes in season 1, what would you say would be the one you recommend for people to watch repeatedly?
Number one, vision and goal setting.
Yeah.
I think if you get that wrong, you get it all wrong.
Yeah.
And we've kind of touched on it today. But for me, if you don't know what you want, how can you possibly move forward? And me having made that, my biggest mistake is that wedding company when I made that in one of the years before I scaled back. Because it affects every aspect of your life. It really does. Relationships, money, stress, health. If you get vision and goal setting wrong, I think you're going to fail unless you rectify it. So, and I think it is our most watched episode. I believe it is that one. I think it's that one and sales are the two.
Yeah.
It is by far. Vision 1 is vision 1. Episode 1, vision and goal setting is the top one.
Yeah.
Followed second by sales. So it's quite interesting that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Last question. It's only a little question, but I said I'd answer it for him. And I have lost it. Where is it? Okay. So he asked, as someone who's just starting out, would you say you need to get invoicing straight away at the minute the work's completed and paid the same day and price is confirmed via text and email? That's more for you there.
Read that again, because
As someone who's just starting out,
yeah.
would you say you need to get invoicing straight away? I think, is he referring to cash flow there? Is he saying start getting paid straight away and doing jobs and getting the cash flow in? I think that's what he's asking.
Right, okay, yeah. It doesn't matter if you're starting out or you've been going 25 years. Do the work, get it signed off, get the invoice to him the same day. Especially if you're a one-man band, get the invoice to him the same day. Tell them that when you go to quote the job and they accept it, that payment terms are within 24 hours. It's not their money. Once you have supplied the service or product, that money then belongs to you. So then you have to make sure that money comes back to you. Your terms and conditions are 24 hours, no longer. At 25 hours, you start chasing. Do not let people sit on it. It's money that needs to be in your bank to fuel your success, to build your company, to allow you to keep giving the high delivery of services and standards, not sat in their bank.
If you've scaled, you can't be saying to your staff, "Oh, sorry, lads, this woman hasn't paid, so you have to wait a few days." No.
Tesco's won't let me go and fill my basket and pay him a couple of days later.
Yeah.
You've done your part of the deal. Because it's a deal, isn't it? You've promised to deliver them whatever, roof clean, patio, rendo, gutters, whatever, and they've promised to pay you what we've agreed. Mm-hmm. You've delivered your bit, now they need to deliver theirs.
Yeah.
And that's how relationships work.
Yeah,
is that we both honour the deal.
Yeah.
So get your money in as quick as you can.
Yeah, there you go. That's a wrap then for season 1. There
We're
you
done.
go. 12 episodes.
I feel quite sad season 1's over.
Yeah, it's been good, man. It's like we said before, just from an initial conversation about it, and then we've done what's that, 3 months of it. It's I've really enjoyed it, and
mate, I've enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I thought I would be it's a long time, this, isn't it? When we spoke about it originally, but it has taken me back on my journey, my failures, my successes, and I've massively enjoyed. I've enjoyed it that much that I'm right buzzing for season 2. And I didn't think I would be, but I am. I'm right excited for season 2.
Me too, man. Season 2. Season 2, we're going to have a few weeks off now and just let it breathe for a couple of weeks. You're going away. There's a few things going on. But we will be back. I can't give you an exact date. It won't be too long, but we're going to put our heads together and think of a direction to it. It will be more ad hoc stuff, just random episodes, guests. We're going to think about what we want to do. But if you listen to just one of these episodes, go listen to all the 12 of them. See it as a journey. And just round it off, and that is season 1, and season 2 is going to be a bit different. So wherever you are, thanks for listening. The viewing numbers are great, and it's good to see people listening all around the world. It's great, and we'll be back. We'll be back very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a lovely summer. and we will catch you in season 2.
Yeah, man. See you later.
Cool. Take care. Bye.